Hi, Instructor May, and welcome to this interview. And can I just ask some questions about the Wing Chun? The first one is, what is the core concept of Wing Chun?
Okay, so there's a few key concepts in Wing Chun that our lineage teaches here at the International Wing Chun Academy under Sifu Jim Fung. Okay, one of them would be the center line theory. Okay, our center line theory involves us hitting and attacking along the center line. This is due to being the quickest path for someone for a straight line, for a striking motion. But also, if you had a look at the center line, that most of the vulnerables are placed there, whether it being the nose, the chin, the throat, okay, the solar plex, or the groin area. So it's very important that we hit along that center line path to attack those vulnerables, but not only that, is also to defend the vulnerables at the same time.
Okay, and the second question is, what are strengths and the fitness benefit of Wing Chun?
The strength and fitness benefits that I believe that Wing Chun can incorporate to your daily life would be the fact that you're being in movement. Okay, learning how to strike and punch helps with stress levels. Okay, which in everyday life, being in a very stressful, if you're in a stressful work environment, being able to come to a place to let go of some of the tension. Also, it's very important that you maintain your fitness as a martial artist for general health and well-being, but also being fit enough to have some fight prowess at the same time.
Okay, thank you. And the third question is, what are basic principles and features of Wing Chun?
Okay, so there are a few basic principles. We've got the five main ones here for our lineage. One of them, I'll just name them offhand. So one of them is what we call simplicity. Okay, this means all our movements that we do in Wing Chun are very simple to use and uncomplicated. They're based on natural body movements, okay, and the techniques should be easy to learn and doesn't involve any sort of weird sort of turning type movements. The second one I'd like to talk about would be, I guess, the directness. Okay, a lot of your strikes should be quite direct to the opponent. Okay, not taking a circular path, but a straight line down the center line. It is also very important that you take the striking takes the shortest time and distance. So the center line punch is quite an effective movement to use on an opponent. Okay, another important one that we use is what we call economy of movement. So with that one, it's very similar to directness. We don't sort of waste any energy. We use a very economical sort of movement to attack and counter people. Okay, like I said, not wasting or doing any sort of flowery type movements. Okay, and the other one I'd like to talk about is minimum use of brute strength. Because this system was devised by a woman, okay, we'd rather use skill and technique to overcome an opponent rather than brute strength. Okay, so how we do this is through obviously striking down the center line to the vitals, but not only that is use good structural alignments and technique to deal with the opponent. And last one I'd like to talk about, and one that I sort of relate to quite well, is the practical side of things. So Wing Chun is because it's based on more of a self-defense rather than a sports type martial arts, is that you have to use this martial arts in any sort of type of environment, whether it be out in the street, in a phone booth, or in a nightclub. So anything that we do can be used in a short amount of space or out in the streets where it has to be used.
All right. And the fourth question is, what are key training accessories would be involved during the Wing Chun training process?
Okay, so some of the accessories or the equipment that we'd use here would be, I'll just name a list of them. So there is the wall bag, okay, where you practice your striking and punching on. We also have kick shields, okay, that you work with the partner to improve your kicking. But you also have focus mitts, which are used in boxing, but we use it here in Wing Chun to actually get more control in our striking power as well. We also use a unique tool, I believe, for the Wing Chun system, what we call the wooden dummy, or muk jung, okay, I think is the proper pronunciation. Okay, and this is actually, it's a very important tool, especially as you get more senior, to be able to apply your Wing Chun techniques properly. But I'll explain a bit more of that in the next question, I guess, yeah?
Okay,
Okay,
yes.
cool.
So the fifth question is whether the wooden dummy can enhance your Wing Chun training.
So I guess the wooden dummy, okay, which is a very sort of well-known tool or equipment that is related to Wing Chun, it's very important to do the wooden dummy properly though. So it does enhance your training, but if you don't have a good key concept of your Silam Tao, which is the first form, Chum Q, which is the second, and Bill G, it's very hard to use the wooden dummy properly because the idea of the wooden dummy is to put all three of those forms together, okay? But it's very good to work on timing and positioning, but also not only that is to actually have a feel of something that is quite solid that you are unable to move straight away.
Okay, thank you so much, Instructor Mike.
Okay, thank you very much, mate.
Okay.